Hello, Crusaders, and welcome to episode 2 of Satyr Sports Podcast, where we're all about our Scecina sports. I'm your host, Zach Denise, coming to you from the 007 studio. Last week, we heard from some football players and a coach as they entered a big sectional matchup. The team won, so we're back with some more players and the same coach to talk about this week's sectional semifinal. Before we get into that, another team is about to start its season on Saturday, and that's the girls basketball team. Coach DeWilde, Ava Smith, and Cierra Berry stopped by the studio to chat with me. Welcome to Satyr Sports. Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Hi, Zach. Thanks for having us.
All right, guys. So this is your second season coaching, right, Coach?
Yeah. Yes.
And how was last season? What was it like? First year with the team, you got to know these people a little bit. What was it like?
Well, actually, before I was head coach, I was actually an assistant coach. So it was nice that I already knew the kids. I was already comfortable with how they worked and everything. So it was really a pretty easy transition. Last year I think was great. We more than doubled our win total last year. The kids really bought into what we were doing. It was fun. It was a success in my eyes. But this year, I think it's really important that we take that next step. And we've really got to step up our game this year because, we're trying to build something here. It's year 2 of a build, which is the hardest one, because it's not new and fresh anymore. You know what I mean? It's kind of the same stuff again, but we've still got to make improvements on what we did last year. So I'm really excited about this season. We've been practicing since last Monday, so we're almost 2 weeks in now, and it's going well. It'll be exciting to see how this team grows and progresses throughout the season.
Do you think you're on your way to that next step?
Yeah, I mean these first we've had 8-9 practices so far, but it's been a good start. I've got girls that are stepping up as leaders. I've got the buy-in that was there last year is still there. That hasn't changed, and that's hugely important in trying to make changes to what things have been in the past in the program. So, I definitely think that we're on our way. But like I said, this is week 2, and our season is 16 weeks, so we have a long way to go.
And what led you to want to be a coach of this team?
So to be a coach of this team in particular, I mean, I grew up, I'm a Catholic school kid myself. I went to a Catholic high school, and obviously I'm a sports guy, so I was looking for a new opportunity. I was looking for an opportunity to be a head coach, and so when Mr. Kerr called and asked me if I'd be interested to come over and have the opportunity to be a head coach here, it was a pretty easy decision. For me personally too, since I was, like I said, I was an assistant for a year, I got the opportunity to meet the kids and realize this is a fantastic group of young ladies that just need a new direction. So it was a good opportunity for me to kind of, this being my first real head coaching opportunity, I thought it was a good opportunity to kind of make my mark on a program and make some changes. So, like I said, I think we did that year 1, but that's just step 1. We got a long way to go still.
All right, and Cierra and Ava, last year, you guys had a different coach. Is this year better, worse? Don't hurt his feelings, but.
Well, it was my freshman year. We had a different coach. And it was just a different feel from freshman to sophomore. Like, we got closer and made a lot of improvements. Just a different feel for the game in general.
I didn't get to play much last year, but seeing how the girls changed from my sophomore to junior year was kind of nice, just seeing how having a new coach can lead our program to bigger and better things.
And what improvements are you seeing from last year? Any of you? Anyone?
Our connections, like, we're growing as a team and, like, stronger and more as a family.
We're definitely becoming more confident in our program. We're not the little Scecina that we used to be. We're kind of stepping out there and becoming a lot bigger than what we were.
I really like that answer. We've been pushing on that, so I really like that answer from Sierra. Some things that I'm seeing, like, I'm really looking for offensively for us to pick it up a little bit. Our shooting is much better. My coaching staff and I were talking in practice just the other day that thinking back to last season we're doing a lot of the same shooting drills. The quality of shooting that we had last year at this time compared to this year is off. It's not even close. So that's really exciting to see. Hopefully we can boost our points per game. And then we're really working hard on learning man-to-man defense this year. And so I'm really seeing the kids get a better grasp of it. That's a big process. It's going to take a lot of time, but I feel confident that in the coming weeks, we'll get really comfortable with it. We'll be able to really get it all going, put it all together.
Well, it's like you said. You said we're trying to build a program. We're trying to step up, right?
Right.
And this is year 2. What are your expectations for this team?
I want to see. I just want to see us play better quality basketball for the season. Like I said, this is a build, and everybody that's in our program understands that. This is not something that overnight we're going to be a state championship contender. 2 years ago we won 3 games, so we're not going to go from 3 wins to having a chance to compete for a state championship in 2 seasons. So my realistic true expectations, we're reaching for that 500 mark this year. I really think that that's attainable. I think that would be a fantastic step for our program, and I think that it's going to help build some more excitement. I think the excitement's already building within the program, but I really want to see it start building throughout the school and start to get that chatter of, hey, did you guys see what girls basketball is doing, what they're up to? And because it wasn't that long ago that we were kind of poked fun at and stuff, because last year we started 1-9, and hey, we're 1-9, like I get it, but we finished 6-7. We finished almost 500 after Christmas, so we really want to just change the feel around here, and so that's my focus. It's not so much about necessarily wins and losses and actual, how many points did we score a game and that stuff. It's just getting a different expectation.
Yeah, you want to gain some respect.
Exactly.
Exactly. You don't want everybody thinking, you're a joke. You want.
Exactly. We mentioned that, just the other day in practice. I said, instead of teams looking at Scecina on their schedule and saying, oh, there's an easy win, we want them to look at Scecina on their schedule and go, okay, this is going to be a tough one. They might beat us, but we want them to have to earn it, not just be able to show up and.
You want them to not want to play Scecina. You want to be like,
exactly.
Play Scecina this
exactly.
Week. Yeah.
We don't want to be fun to play against.
And so, how many players did you have last year compared to this year?
Last year we had, I think, 24, 25 in the program. This year we've got 34. We've got varsity JV and a C team. So that's really exciting to see the increase in numbers this year. So really big step in the right direction.
So having that big increase in numbers, it's not huge, but it's a big
that's significant. I mean, that's a 25-30% increase.
Yeah,
that's huge. Yeah.
Yeah. How does that help the program?
It's more people. It's more kids in the program. Everybody's going to be working to help each other get better. The more kids that we have, the better chance we have of developing, more and more talented basketball players to get our program to that next level that we're shooting for.
It also helps starting out young and having younger players be able to go up and build their program, and not just like it's my senior year and not just stopping at my senior year. Having them start as a freshman year and having higher expectations will have higher expectations for them their senior year.
And what do any of you think it will take to have a winning season?
Dedication and putting your effort and wanting to improve, wanting to, get that winning record. I don't know, just heart.
And Coach, we already know, you're the coach, you direct everything, but what are your guys' individual roles on the team?
You didn't ask me, you asked you, Sierra.
Being a senior, I think it takes a lot. Being one of there's 2 seniors playing, but being the only senior that has played Scecina basketball before, the girls kind of just look to that and see how they should act and how they should treat the teammate, how they should treat their teammates and everything. So it's kind of a large role. It's kind of, I wouldn't say like an assistant coach, but I'm there for coach and I'm there for the girls too. I'm kind of that me in the middle point.
You have an actual name to your role.
Yes, a captain.
Exactly.
I'm the
Exactly.
captain
Sierra got named captain earlier this week.
Yeah.
Earlier this week. So, yeah, she's doing some great stuff, helping lead our team, and that's the big role for her.
And to play basketball, you should probably, have love for the sport. What do you guys love about it?
I just love the feeling of accomplishment, like, improving. Feeling good about myself after I make a good play or, reach my goals.
I love how it's is the longest season and how we get to spend that quality time with each other and we have that large team to fall back on. And it's pretty much like a big family. You learn to love them.
Well, I agree with Ava. There's no better feeling in the world than making a good play, good pass, good shot. What is the most challenging thing about basketball for you individually?
For me, it would probably be the mindset to understand that there's going to be people better than you, and just accepting the fact that we're still growing and we're still growing our program.
For me, it's my height. A 5-foot point guard isn't the greatest, but I do my best. I don't know. Going up against 6-foot girls is not my forte, but
It's a struggle.
it's a struggle.
And Coach, what do you love about basketball?
From a coaching perspective, I love the chess match that happens between me and the other coach. I'm very I like to really I like to really put a good plan in place and see it play out and be able to change it as the game's going on and be able to find that what are they doing wrong? What can we pick on here? I really enjoy that. You get that in other sports, but the way that basketball flows and it's so back and forth, it's high paced. It's different from football where you have a play to play, and there is a chess match that happens there, but it's segmented.
Yeah.
Basketball, it's kind of on the fly, and you can really really affect the game if you can make the right adjustments, and I really enjoy that. Basketball is such a highly skilled sport too that you can see huge improvement throughout the course of a season. If you're really struggling with the basic fundamentals, but you spend time on it and work on it, and all of a sudden those fundamentals are big, you show big improvement in that, it's gonna wildly affect how your on-court product. So it's fun. I love basketball because I love coaching basketball because it's fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah, and I get what you're saying about the fast pace. Like in football, you get a reset. In basketball, there's a steal, there's a rebound. You gotta go. You don't have time to be like, hey coach, what should I do right now? You just gotta go.
Yeah, you gotta teach the players how to play the game.
And you guys
trust them to do it on their own.
Excuse me. But you guys have a scrimmage against Greenwood tomorrow. This is gonna come out on Friday, so tomorrow.
We figured that out, Zach. Go ahead. Got it.
How do you feel about it? Are you confident? Are you a little bit nervous?
I'm excited to see how much we've figured out these first couple weeks. Scrimmages are nice because it's a fancy practice. It doesn't matter what the scoreboard says. Anything. It gives me an opportunity to, it's almost like a big test.
Yeah.
For a class. Yeah, I can see what are things that we're doing well, what are things that we need to really spend some more time on before we get into the meat of our schedule. Greenwood's going to be challenging for us because it's a 4A school, so they've got a lot of height and size that I know we're going to struggle with. But even there, I want to see how our undersized, how our kids match up to that. Yeah. Do they take it on?
How your
5-foot
guard plays against
How Ava
exactly.
Yeah.
How's Ava going to handle that 5'7", 5'8" point guard that she's going to have to guard?
Yeah.
Is she going to block her out? Is Anna Wellborn going to be able to step into a rebounding role, even though she's probably going to be having to block out a kid that's 4, 5, 6 inches taller than her?
Yeah.
It's going to show me a lot of the mental fortitude that our kids have.
And guys, is there any message that you want to share to the fans?
Honestly, come out and support us. You know, we're not going to be that little Scecina team that we have been the past couple of years. And just come out and support us. Just, you know, be there for us, you know.
Expect more. We're coming at you. We're going to win some games. More than last year. We're going to win.
Hoping to sell out a gym at least once this
Yes.
season?
Love it. That'd be exciting.
should.
You know, I think for anybody that wants to come support us, you know, I do see the excitement building within our program, and we'd love to show that to as many people as we can. We'd love to show that to the student body. If the students would make their way out to games and come support us and come see what we've got going on. So we'll play a fun game, a fun brand of basketball. We will work hard. We will, you know, we will be tough, and we'll represent the school really well. So anybody that loves Scecina, you're going to love the way that we play the game. So come check us out this year.
Well, thank you for coming on, Coach, Ava, Sierra. It's great having you guys. I hope you have the best of luck when your season starts. Thanks for
Zach.
coming on.
Appreciate you having us.
Thank you.
Now it's time to come back to football as the team gets ready to play in the sectional semifinal tonight at Beech Grove. This week we have Dequan Stennis and DJ Mendez with us, and Coach Dugan is back in the studio for another round. Thanks for coming on, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
All right. Last week you guys dominated over Heritage Christian. Did you guys see that coming? Did you expect that?
Honestly, yes. That's probably the most locked-in full week of practice we've had in my 6 years. And then you go back and you watch the film, we were running their pass routes better than they were. They'd call a screen, which when we played in week 5, they completed 7 screens against us, and our DBs were beating them to where the running back was supposed to be.
I agree with Coach Dugan.
Yeah, I agree with Coach Dugan too. It was a good practice week. Our scout was really beating us up, so getting us ready for Friday. So when we went out there, we weren't expecting like anything crazy because we knew it was coming, and we really went out and dominated.
I'll tell you what I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting you to come back after almost hurting yourself and then get 2 touchdowns and an interception. So that was pretty cool to watch. I don't know how you did that, but whatever. So tonight you guys play Shenandoah, right?
Right.
What do you expect? Obviously you want to win, but easy, struggle, what do you think? Take one.
Honestly, I expect everything that we have seen on film. Our scout is basically running our offense for us and their defense, so that's just helping us in practice to prepare for the game.
Yeah, I think we might have a little struggle because some of our starters may be out just because of illness, but I think we'll be fine in the long run.
Last year you guys lost to Shenandoah, so any extra motivation for this revenge match?
That is the motivation. We
Yeah.
lost to them twice.
Dugan, are you ready to beat Shenandoah?
Yeah, I mean, last year, I think we had a team that when we played them in the second round, we couldn't stay focused on the task at hand. I think everybody was looking ahead to Heritage Christian, where this week, the fact they ended our season last year helps with the motivation, but we have guys that are locked in on beating Shenandoah. And they know that Shenandoah dropped us week 1. This could be the last time that we play Shenandoah. We don't want to go 0-3 against them.
Yeah. So you're just taking it one step at a time, is where last year you were trying to jump forward.
I mean, as you can look at last year, look at 2 years ago when we lost in the sectional championship, you start looking ahead, and that's when you're taking everything down outside, your season's over.
Are you guys a little scared after that big win last week against Heritage Christian that maybe you might mess up or something might happen this game?
Well, there's been plenty of games where we messed up, and we've grown as a team. As early in the season when Speedway, something bad would happen, we just hang our heads. But since like last week something would go bad, or even like we'd go back to Lutheran, something would go bad, we'd still like keep our heads up. We'd keep fighting. We fought to the end against Lutheran, and we fought to the end last week too. It was like 40 something seconds left, and we were still scoring touchdowns. So I think we'll be fine.
All right. Well, you guys both had big games last week against Heritage Christian. What was it like to perform that well in that big of a game?
It was fun, went out, enjoyed ourselves. But
Yeah. I don't really know how to answer this, but it's just something we got to go out and do every week. It's not one individual that'll keep us from losing. It's everybody that's going to help us win. So if we just perform how we know we can perform, we'll keep moving.
I'll say that I didn't expect that game from you. I thought you were done. You were walking on that sideline limping. I thought you were done. I don't know. How'd you come back from that?
Well, team doctors checked me out, stretched out a little, and then came back and played the rest of the game.
And how long have you all played football?
I started when I was 4 playing flag football.
Yeah, I started around the same age, flag football.
And Dequan, what do you love the most about running the football?
Scoring touchdowns.
DJ?
Having the possibility of running somebody over and also scoring touchdowns.
All right. So, is there any teammates that you guys want to shout out from last week's win?
Tamir Woods.
Woods?
Just want to shout out the whole offensive line. That's probably the best game that they've had all season, and the biggest game we needed them to perform in so far. So I just want to shout
And as a running back, you probably should have shouted them out.
I was-
Throw a little love to Aiden, who gives the ball, DJ as well.
I was about to, but then, DJ picked up, so.
Coach? Any players that you think performed above and beyond?
I think everyone just did their job. And I'll tell you, the kid that I was probably happiest for was Ty Walker getting an interception. And they're out there on the practice field. They see it. He gets, honestly, abused against some of our receivers, just being a young guy trying to get better, and finally seeing all the work he's put in all week, all year, pay off for a big interception that really just continued the first 3 quarters of dominance we had.
Nice. And, Coach, your defense, very solid again, as they have been. They were really solid earlier in that game against Heritage Christian. What led to such a great performance against that Heritage Christian team?
I think it comes down to 1, motivation, and 2, just the work they did during the week. I think when you look back to week 5, I think a lot of what they did kind of worried us. And this week we came in last week we came in and had the whole, we were ready to go. We knew their plays. We knew that we expected them to have make some plays, and the fact that they run a double pass and Daquan just doing his job, studying the film, stays back on the receiver, ends up being a 10-yard loss instead of a touchdown for him.
21 or 12? All right. There's 2 Crusaders that are among state leaders in sacks, Tamir Woods and Adam Young. Tamir has 12 sacks individually, and Adam has 7 sacks individually. What are your guys' thoughts on what they individually add to the defense?
What I think is Tamir is just, I've never really seen Tamir as defensive end until this year. I've always seen him as defensive back or linebacker because I've played with him for so long and that's where he's played. But I think defensive end is a good fit for him, and it's obviously been proven by his 12 sacks. And then Adam, everybody knew when Adam was young, he was a football player. He thought he was a basketball player, but he was a football player, and it's showing now how he's just bullying people and just one arm throwing kids like they're little kids and getting to the quarterback, messing plays up.
I think when it comes down to the numbers they put up, I kind of feel bad for Pat Hill. If you ever see Tamir and Pat around each other, they're constantly going back and forth. And Pat's just a step slower than Tamir. Most of those sacks, if Tamir misses them, Pat's there. But And then it also shows just how great our secondary's been. If we're playing a team that can just take 3 steps and throw the ball, we're not getting sacks. The fact they have to hold it, it allows the front 4 to get home.
All right, and do you guys have any messages for the fans about tonight's game?
Just come and support us.
Keep being loud.
They dress warm. It's supposed to be cold and wet.
All right, well, guys, thanks again for coming on. Hopefully, we'll be talking about a sectional champion game next week. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. That wraps up this week's episode. I'm Zach Denise, and until next week, go Satyr Sports.